Hello there, everyone. This is Neko Knight here, getting ready to play The Infected. It's been a little bit, and mostly the biggest reason why I'm waiting or was waiting is because I'm still waiting for the stupid roof fix. As you can see here, we can place a ceiling in the corner roof, but we can't do that with the square and all this stuff. Anyways, that's not what I'm here for today, but I hope this eventually gets fixed. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of new stuff, and there is no set goal for this video. It's mostly just talking, screwing around, and enjoying the game. And if you guys want to help me out, I recommend watching at least 20% of my video. In other words, YouTube cares about watch time over anything. Likes, subscribes, and all that other stuff doesn't matter. Well, actually, subscribes do a little bit for a small channel, but still. Anyways, hopefully you guys decide to watch at least 20% of my video. So today we're going to be going over some new things. First is we have stair railings. I know some of this stuff has been out for a little while, but like I said, I've been waiting. So this is a neat little addition, and I love it. There's two types. You have the double, as you can see here, and then when we get over to here, oh, and another thing is, if you want to create an animal trap, you're going to need to set up a foundation, either a fire pit or a, whatever you call it, meat drying rack, whichever. Place some railings around it, and it will attract raccoons. And it will prevent them from getting your food, and it will keep them relatively nearby, as long as they have a path to this. If you block off all paths, this trap no longer works. I will also be giving suggestions along the way. But as you can see here, they also have single-sided. Da -da -da -da. Now, there's one other, while we're over here, now that I showed you that, we have the mystical, the most legendary item in the world. Ramps. I didn't think these would ever exist. But ta-da! We can now have, we can now drive our vehicles up and down smoothly for this. So our roads that we build, we no longer have trouble with that. Which means I'm going to be putting a bunch of railings, some poles. In other words, this bridge is getting a big time upgrade. I am curious what these upgraded will look like. I may have to check that out. Now, the next thing we're covering is stairs. They no longer do a step process. They used to go up, then over, then up, and repeat. Now, they go smoothly from one transition to the next like this. So they no longer go so that's a bonus. Combined with railings, it makes them look really nice. So now that we've got that all covered, there's a couple other building pieces that's been added in, like interior wooden window frame. I'm still hoping for a half corner wall. That would be really appreciated, because if I could do a half corner wall, I could actually get my roof fixed or built. Because then I can put a wall, then put the ceilings, and put all the stuff, and have a gap. I'm using the ceilings to make the place look nice. And now that we've got that covered, and all that fun stuff, we're gonna go on to the truck. Most people know about the 12 storage, as you can see right here. Some people know about the side storage, where you can put a bonus 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. Not many, and even rarer amount of people know that you can put boxes on your roof. You have to do it right, but you can place boxes on your roof and you can go 3 high. Personally, this is a little bit overkill here. I think this is logical, and tell you the truth, I would appreciate if we could do a truck storage bed. And basically what it is you just take all of this right here, all 12, 14 boxes, and make it one giant storage storage that's all together, made out of like steel. In other words, it's like a giant welding truck storage moving van thing. And let's say it costs us 50 steel, and it holds equivalent to 20, maybe 25 storage boxes worth. Yes, it's a little excessive. You don't need that much, but still. And now that I've shown you that you can stack a bunch of boxes on here, you can stack boxes on the front, and you can stack some boxes here, and even here. This is a tad overkill, and I plan to remove these 3 boxes here. I'm gonna keep those 2. This is my miscellaneous. This is my gas box, and then the rest of this is all storage. So now that we've got all that covered, we're now... Yes, I'm covering a lot of stuff and I'm repeating myself. So the next thing is, you'll notice the noise and light value. There's a cap on it now. So you can put, like, let's say 20 to 30 mixers and grinders and oil pumps and everything else and forges, and there's a cap on it now so that you can get attacked once every 20 minutes real life. So you no longer have to worry about getting attacked, then 2 minutes later getting attacked, 2 minutes later getting attacked. You now have a 20-minute period between each attack. So that means if you have the max noise value limit with the amount of machines, you want to max out as many machines as possible, which means you're going to want to put like 40 mixers, 40 grinders, 40 everything, or 2,000 of everything, however much you want to put. Because otherwise, you're simply wasting potential. But that also means you need to put power. Now that that's all dealt with, I'm going to take these off because I need to finish up the rest of the ramps. It's time to get on to suggestions. I know oh, I forgot one other thing. Some people are having trouble with Mike coming out during an attack. And you're like, people are wanting to lock him in. Well, here's how you do it. You place down a box, place down another box, place down a third box, and place down a 4th box. When you place down the boxes like this, and I know the developer is going to fix this if he sees my channel, but... Oh, I need to fix the sound. Fix, interface fix. I assume this is fixed, but you place down a box like this. In other words, here, let's fix this up a little bit. You place one right there. You place one right here. And ta-da, you now have a mic lock that prevents Mike from getting in or out. Not only that, it also prevents Vambies from attacking your fence or gate here. That means they will simply go and attack these directly instead. That gives you an opportunity to fight them and weaken them before they bust in. And you don't have to worry about defending this. So if you remember the lock Mike in with this, you're good to go. Otherwise, they'll come in here and start beating the hell out of this and all that fun stuff. So now that you guys know about how to lock mic in and still get in and out yourself, because you can literally just open and then jump over and then go and fight the idiots. I'm not sure if this is out of the way enough. I may have to move this over a little bit and move this one over a little bit. We'll find out. Alright. So now that I've showed you the mic lock, I've shown you... What the hell? Okay, I saw a bouncing stick. I've shown you the mic lock. I've shown you the over-excessive storage capacity of the truck. Personally, I hope these 4 boxes never get fixed, because personally, it actually kind of makes logical sense. I've seen utility trucks with storage that hang off like this. They may not hang out as wide as this, but I mean, well, actually, yeah, they do hang about as wide. They hang over the wheels here on some of them. This sticks out a little bit further, but still. So I hope these remain the same, and I hope at least 2 boxes here remain. I'm fine if this gets fixed, these get fixed, this gets fixed. I'm fine with that. These here and these 4 boxes, I hope they stay. Now that I've covered the noise value, I've covered the boxes, I've covered that, I've covered the railings, I've covered the ramps, I've covered the roofs not being fixed yet, which I hope they get fixed, please. Oh, sweet, he still gets in and out. Ta-da! Oh, and I covered an animal trap. So we're on to the suggestions. If you made it this far, I greatly appreciate it and all that fun stuff. I hope you guys continue to watch and all that. Now that we're on to the suggestion, oh, yeah, most people know about this, where you grab this and grab that. Speaking of, I got a bug to show you. This one is an amusing one. It's not game breaking. I found it by total accident. We're gonna need to get over here towards the log stands. So this one is difficult to achieve, but it's possible to do it. It's if you happen to be slightly off and then you end up swinging your mouse here, you'll bug out your game slightly. Here we go. My shield is up, and if you look at the top of that pole, you'll see that there's a small little log that's appearing there. If you get stuck in this situation where you accidentally picked up the log and this, don't look at the log stand, just look out away from it and right click. And ta-da! You'll drop the logs. You can levitate logs with your shield. Da-da-da! Wait, where the hell did that... I could have swore I picked all the... Oh, I must have accidentally picked here when I levitated the shield, but yes. Neat bug, right? There's another bug that involves the cart, or I wouldn't really call it a bug, I just would call it oops. An oops moment, and that involves the cart and the ATV. I might show you that in another video. Alright, let's get the road fixed and onto suggestions. Suggestion idea number 1 is an animal rack. You know how people store animals in their carts and store them on the benches for later use? Well, first off, you can't retrieve an animal once you stored it on the butcher bench, which sucks. You can on the cart, which is great. So I hope the butcher bench allows you to put animals on and off at will. After that, I would like an animal rack. You can place it down, and you can store 1, 2, let's say 3, 4 animals on it, or 1 bear, 1 crocodile, or 1 crocodile and 1 crocodile, or 2 bears. In other words, or you can store, let's say, I don't know, 2 foxes, 2 raccoons, and maybe 2 wolves. Uh, and it has 4 slots, so you have, it's basically like this. There's 4 slots. You can place 1 animal on the left, the right, the top, and the top left, top right. And you can place a certain amount. Like you can place 2 foxes on one side, so equaling 2, 4, 6, 8 foxes. Or you can place 8 raccoons, or you can place, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4 deers, so on and so on. That's another suggestion I would like. Another one would be, actually, there's quite a few suggestions I would like. Besides that, another suggestion would be the ability, as I said, to take animals on and off the butcher table. Another one would be, dang it, I'm blanking hard. I had a few of them that I wanted. Dang it. Oh well. Oh. Better, but, oh yes, I remember now. It's, a loot-only item. You go to towns, and you loot stuff called asbestos, or however the hell, asbestos, however the hell you want to pronounce it. Don't really care. And it's insulation. You can use it to upgrade your walls, and they insulate. But, oh, that's perfect. This is reminding me of the rest of the things I wanted to talk about. Dynamic temperature. Let's say you have a 10 by 10 room and you have a furnace in the center. The heat goes up to, let's say, I don't know, 120 degrees, 150, whatever temperature it wants to go up to, and it uses the, so at there, and then it radiates out, and then the room has got windows around it. So from here where it's standing, it goes to the next temperature, which is lower than it, and raises it up. After 5 degrees, once this raises up by 5 degrees, it transfers to the next foundation, and then it raises it by 5 degrees. This one continues to raise until it reaches equivalent to the first foundation. So let's say the forge is here at 100. This one continues to rise until it's 100, and then up to a certain distance it will continue to rise until, let's say, 90, and then up to another distance 80, and another distance 70, until you get to the windows, at which point you can open or close them, and this will allow you to cool down the room or heat up the room or whatever. That will also control the noise value and the light value. So if you have it where you can close off all the windows, and you have the building upgraded to, let's say, brick, you can pretty much negate all noise and light value. But machines produce heat. In other words, you make it where the machines produce heat. They continue to rise the temperature of the building until you get to the point where you're dying of heat exhaustion. That means, oh, and you make it where plants can die from the heat. So if they get too much heat, they can die. That means people have to be careful of putting them inside of their structures. Oh yeah. Oh no, the ramps aren't as good. They're still a little finicky there. They could be smoothed out a little bit. Probably made it where they are 2 foundations long, 1 foundation high, but they're so much better than the steps. But anyways, back to the dynamic building. Or dynamic building and temperature. As like I said, with the temperature of the plants, you can make it where they die if they get too hot, and or not die. If they run out of water, they start to wither, and after a certain point, they die. So, if the rooms get too hot, you have to feed them more water more often. Otherwise, they're gonna die. If that means you've got to control your temperature inside your building. But this also means that the temperature body system needs to be reworked, because otherwise people are going to be dropping dead left and right. So that means you'll need to move the temperature from going into that one menu to where if you press F, you can see your body temperature. And then if you can see that, you can be like, oh, I'm getting too hot, too cold. And then after that, you can adjust and instead of killing you, it drains your stamina first. After a certain point of time of having your stamina drain and you're still in an exhausted state, you then start dying. Oh, 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 oh. Something I forgot about. I can crouch. They fixed crouching, so now I'm not lagging. Look at this. I can crouch without lagging. It's absolutely amazing. I miss being able to do that and getting into places that I need to crouch for. We're gonna finish up a lot of we're gonna be building road number 2 here, although it won't be this episode. But back to the dynamic temperature, that means the temperature system needs a rework so that we can, or the body temperature, the entire system. That way we're not flipping dying every 2 seconds, because it's annoying as hell dying. And I would appreciate not dying. Now, after that, we can introduce upgrading machines and other fun stuff so that... upgrading machines and all that so that we can get things done. This would also... And with dynamic temperature and dynamic building, this will open up all kinds of new possibilities that, like, you can then make it where, like I said, you can control the heat. That means you have to adjust, open and close windows at time, or you suffer the consequences. You could control when attacks come. It would also allow you the ability to upgrade machines and all kinds of other fun stuff. Dynamic building means that you could build any height, like I suggested before. So I could go from here to, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4 foundations. So I can have a ramp that goes from here with a rise of 1/4. So it rises 1, goes over 4, and that would smooth out transition with dynamic building. And with dynamic temperature, you could control how often, or control your temperature so that you got to be careful and mindful of your plants. You've got to be careful and mindful of yourself. You got to be careful of a lot of other things. Not only that, but it opens up the possibility of introducing new things, new technologies. For example, an air conditioner. You can install those to control your heat. And if you can control your heat, you may not be able to control your noise, but you can control your heat. At which point, you let's say you have to stick it in your window. So that means if you stick it in your window, like you put a window and you stick the air conditioner, it will cool down a certain distance away from it. This will generate noise. Not a whole lot of noise, but it will still generate noise. So that gives you an opportunity to make deal with more other issues that could be presented along the way. Then you could also introduce other things, like with the dynamic temperature control, you can make it where lights, they have a certain brightness and a certain output. So let's say you're generating one light at minimum power, let's say 1 power, generate, in other words, you take, oh, not this, placeables, other, you take, what is it? Oh, it's furniture. You take this and you make it where it's 1 power and the light is equivalent to this. You can then upgrade the power required and it will increase the light brightness. But it also increases the temperature, meaning, let's say 1 light generates 5 temperature. That means if you have 1 light per foundation, it will generate 5 power at 10, or 5 temperature increase at a 10 power requirement. That means you've got to be able to turn your lights on and off at will, or open up a window, or use an air conditioner. This will give a lot more managed. It makes the game a lot more managing, where you have to pick and choose and be careful of what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it. But it also opens up more playability, more dynamic, more all kinds of other fun stuff. All of which would help make the game more fun. Although you were going to want to first add in dynamic building, which allows people to build all kinds of things, not just be stuck with building pieces waiting for new building pieces. I don't plan to finish this. In fact, we probably should be ending the video right about now, since I've covered a lot of my suggestions in this video now, and kind of repeated myself a lot. But at the same time, this is my last road that goes over to there. I need to I'm gonna probably finish this off camera, and then probably put some railings and other stuff. Well, actually, I'll finish this part off camera pretty much, because you see the idea. I'm basically just doing this. One last suggestion before this is the ability to paint and or texturize our buildings. Let's say I don't like this wood. Maybe I want to make it look like oops, not that. This. Maybe I want to make it look like these ramps here. Have the wood look like this instead for the flooring, and this for the walls instead. Being able to retexture these would be great and a nice opportunity to be able to do that. And maybe I want to add trimming here on the walls. That would be also nice too, if we could have the ability to texturize and all that. Alrighty, well, for now, I've got a lot more suggestions, a lot more ideas, and a lot more other stuff, but if I keep going and going, I might accidentally make a 2-hour video talking about all my suggestions. Issue is I also got to remember them too. Otherwise, you'll have moments where I'm like, what was I thinking? Anyways, for now, we'll call it here. So, if you guys enjoyed listening to me talk about the new little updates, the railings, the ramps, all that fun stuff, covering some tips, tricks, and helpful hints, like how much the truck can actually hold, how to lock Mike in, how to protect your gate, and all kinds of other fun stuff, please like. If you didn't, well, I understand. It was literally me talking and going rambling about all kinds of ideas and other suggestions. Anyways, if you want to see more of this series, check out the in-screen credits at the end, as I will be doing more on this, especially when new updates like ramps and railings, and once they get the flipping roof collision bug, you will definitely see an episode from... Wow, those disappeared fast. You will definitely see another episode from me, and it's going to be how to build a proper roof. Until then, if you want to see other games, check out my channel. I do play other games in the process. And if you want to be added on to the in-screen credits like these people, make sure to publicly subscribe. After a certain period of time, I'll add you on. If you leave before I reach 1,000, no, I'll remove you off because obviously you're not giving me a chance. For now, bye-bye.